So you want to learn how to jump rope like a pro, hey? Well, stay tuned, my friend, because in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can do exactly that. Crew members, welcome back to the channel, my friends. How are you doing today? If this is your first time here on this channel though, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. Because if you want to discover what your own body is truly capable of achieving, then you've come to the right place. So make sure you hit that button and turn on that bell. So when it comes to jumping rope, obviously I remember when I first started jumping rope in the gym. Obviously, you know, we get the rope, we start, and we're a bit like, can't really get many bounces together. So the first step you want to do, my friend, is actually practice jumping rope without the rope. The reason being is because most people, they try and go straight into it without actually learning the proper technique. But if you can learn how to synchronize with your body and get the right coordination in check, you're going to find it'll be a lot more easier to actually continuously bounce without, you know, constantly jumping and then tripping over your rope, because it does bloody damn sting at times when you actually trip over your rope. And the reason why I want you to do this is because linked to step number 2, which we're going to do when we actually get the jump rope, is you want to find your bounce. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, the reason we do this is that we can find our groove to continuously bounce consecutively without tripping over. So let's take that, you know, you practice a bit without the rope and you find your groove. So count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hang on, that's not supposed to be part of the script. Let's start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this should just constantly count 1, 2, 3, 4. And yes, at times you are going to trip over, you are going to get your legs caught up, but you know, that is just the whole game of learning a new skill like jumping rope. And when starting out, I honestly recommend just sticking to the regular bounce and thinking 1, 2, 3, 4. You can, if you want, go more one leg and move your legs out a bit more. Just remember, really focus. Firstly, the first thing you should be doing is practicing what groove works best for you. So eventually you'll get to a point where you don't actually need to count your bounces when actually jumping rope. Now the third tip I want to give you is flick the wrist. Jumping rope is all in the wrist. The biggest mistake people make, which is again a mistake I made myself, is that we think that, you know, we need to actually lead with the arm. So obviously if you just watch me here, it looks pretty weird. So instead of flicking at the wrist, if I flick with the arms, it's very uncomfortable and not very fluid. However, what I want you to think about is grabbing the rope more at the bottom, getting your thumb over either your index finger or your middle finger, and simply just rotating your wrist and only hinging at the wrist. And then the rest will take care of itself. So remember, flicker the wrist, flicker the wrist, flicker the wrist. That is all, oh, hang on. That is all it is about. We're not leading with the arms, we're flicking at the wrists, right? Now, step number 4, which I actually forgot, I'm going to be perfectly honest, which is keep on your toes. Now, one thing I like to do with my clients is those who want to start jumping rope, is I like them to think that the floor is very hot. Because if you think about this, say we step on something really hot, we're not going to go on it flat-footed, are we? Like, oh, it's nice and hot. We'll be like, the floor is hot. And my point is we're going to bounce on our toes. Just think of bouncing on your tiptoes, right? You don't want to, again, make things unrhythmic and then you let in the knees and the rest of the legs come more into it. Just think, all in the toes. The floor is hot, the floor is hot, the floor is hot. And the last thing is to keep your arms by your side, because again, this should come naturally when you think more flicking with the wrist rather than the arms. But obviously if you flick the wrist, but your arms are all the way out here, like, as you see here, like, you're not really going to get many sequences together. So arms by your side, relatively tucked in by your side, and just think of flicking the wrist. So when you apply all of the 5 simple steps I gave you, you're going to find that your starting point with jumping rope is going to be much, much easier. Focus on each part separately so that when you add the full sum together, it's going to form very nicely. And once you've mastered all 5, you can play around with some simple tricks Again, I would also advocate to play around with simple moves one at a time. So if you're only doing double bounce, try more jogging or single leg, right? And then you can, you know, do more boxer's jump, flip the wrists, and yeah, that's about it. I would definitely say again, really take the time, be patient with jumping rope, and then once you get the hang of it, it just gets a lot easier over time. So yeah, with that said, if you enjoyed this video, yeah, like my content, you enjoy watching every single minute, every single second of this video, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below that this video came at, so close, that this video came in good hands to you. You know, jump rope is great for building your endurance, your coordination, and your general work capacity, which is very good for your actual strength workouts like with bodyweight training calisthenics. So if you're interested more in learning how to jump rope beyond this video alone, make sure to comment that down below so that I know what I can do in the future to further serve you to a higher standard. And so, as that's enough for me today, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. And as a crew member of the Gain Strength Express, keep moving forward.